A frozen pitch in Bryne, Norway. Snow falls on a young boy, no older than 5, kicking a ball against a garage door. The cold doesn't seem to affect him. His breath fogs in the air, but his focus never wavers. Bryne, Norway. Population 12,000. Latitude 58 degrees north. A place where winter lasts 6 months and the sun barely rises. Not the kind of place you expect to find the future of football. The boy's father watches from a window. A large man, once a professional footballer himself. His face carries the weight of a career cut short. His name is Erling Haaland. But inside that garage, a boy was being forged. Not by warmth, not by comfort, by cold, by repetition, by a father who knew exactly what it cost to reach the top and what it cost to lose it. The boy, Erling Haaland, now a teenager, runs through snow-covered fields. He is faster than anyone, stronger, more determined. In Bryne, they don't produce footballers. They produce farmers, fishermen, workers. But every generation, sometimes, something different grows from the frozen ground. A football pitch in the 1990s. Erling Haaland in his prime. A defender, a fighter, a man who made his name in English football, playing for Nottingham Forest, Leeds United, and Manchester City. He was good. He was very good. April 2001, Old Trafford, Manchester United versus Manchester City, a derby that would change everything. Roy Keane's studs slammed into Erling's right knee. The tackle was not just aggressive, it was, by his own admission, revenge. The injury is catastrophic. Erling lies on the pitch. He knows immediately. His career is over. He is 28 years old, at the peak of his powers, and it is gone. Erling never played professionally again. That tackle ended his career. It ended his dream, and it left a scar that would shape the next generation. A young Erling, no older than 3, watches his father limp through their home. He doesn't understand yet, but the image stays. He would grow up in its shadow. A father who lost everything. A son who would chase it back. Bryne FK, Norway's lower divisions. A small stadium, modest facilities. Young Erling, now 15, trains with the senior team. He is already taller, faster, stronger than men twice his age. At 15, Erling Haaland made his debut for Bryne FK. He was playing against men, he was scoring against men, but he was not yet a man. He was something else, a project. Erling watches every training session. He is now a coach, a mentor, a strategist. Erling studied his son like a scientist studies a specimen. Nutrition, sleep, recovery, technique, every variable controlled, every detail optimized. The father who lost his career would not let his son lose his. Erling Haaland said, "My father taught me everything, not just football, but how to be a professional, how to prepare, how to treat your body like your most important asset. A training ground." Erling practices finishing, hour after hour, left foot, right foot, header, volley, repetition until it becomes instinct. The boy from Bruyne did not just train, he prepared. While other teenagers played video games, Erling studied his body. While others went out, he slept. The discipline was not natural, it was learned, it was inherited. January 2017, Molde FK, a club on Norway's west coast known for developing talent. The coach is Ole Gunnar Solskjær, a Manchester United legend, another Norwegian, another striker. He watches Erling for the first time, another man who understood what it took to succeed. Solskjær pulls Erling aside after training. "You are special," he says, "but special means nothing without work. Let me show you." Solskjær saw something, not just the size, not just the speed, the hunger, the obsession with scoring. He worked with Erling on positioning, on movement, on the art of being in the right place at the right time. A match, Molde versus Bryne. Erling scores 4 goals, the first of many. The Norwegian media begins to notice. 2018, 4 goals in 1 match. The headlines began. The next big thing, Norway's new hope. But Erling knew better than to believe the noise. He kept his son focused, kept him hungry. January 2019, Erling Haaland moved to Red Bull Salzburg, Austria. Erling arrives at training. He is 18 years old. No one knows his name. It was a stepping stone, not a destination. But stepping stones, as his father taught him, are only useful if you use them to leap. At Salzburg, the project accelerated. Erling works with a sports scientist and nutritionists. They analyze his sprinting mechanics, his acceleration, his power. They make him faster. Nutritionists perfected his diet. The boy is becoming a machine. Hat trick after hat trick, goals that seemed impossible. In the Champions League, he scored against Liverpool, Napoli, Genk. He was 19 years old, and the world was watching. 5 goals in his first 3 games, 8 goals in 6 games. Europe takes notice. December 2019, top clubs in Europe wanted him. Manchester United, Real Madrid, Juventus, Barcelona. His release clause was 20 million euros, a bargain. Alf Inge's phone did not stop ringing. Alf Inge sits with Erling. They review offers, they discuss, they plan. The father who had his career stolen now guides his sons with surgical precision. Alf Inge did not let the noise distract them. He studied each offer, each project, each coach. He knew what his son needed. Not the biggest name, not the most money, the right environment. Alf Inge Haaland said, "We looked at every option, every club, every coach. We asked, where will he develop? Where will he play? Where will he become the best version of himself?" They chose Borussia Dortmund, the Signal Iduna Park, a club famous for developing young talent, a coach, Lucien Favre, who promised him playing time, a coach who believed in him, a city that would embrace him. The machine was ready for its next stage. Dortmund, January 2020, Erling's debut. He enters the match against Augsburg. He is 19 years old. He came on in the 56th minute. His team was losing. He has 30 minutes to change everything. The score is 3-1 down. The stadium was restless. And then, in the space of 23 minutes, he scored a hat trick. The goals, 1, 2, 3. The yellow wall erupts. The boy from Bryne has arrived. 3-1 became 5-3, a debut that would become legend. The first of 86 goals in 89 games for Borussia Dortmund. The machine was now unstoppable. A montage of goals at Dortmund. Every type, every angle, left foot, right foot, headers. Goals that seemed to defy physics. Goals that broke records. At Dortmund, Erling Haaland became something the game had rarely seen. A striker who combined the power of a heavyweight with the precision of a surgeon. The speed of a sprinter with the instincts of a predator. And in the stands, Alf Inge watched. He did not celebrate. He observed. He analyzed. The work was not finished. It was just beginning. By 2021, the world knew what was coming. The summer transfer window. Rumors swirl. A release clause. 75 million euros, a fraction of his value. Every club in Europe prepared their offers. Real Madrid, Manchester City, Bayern Munich, PSG. The world waits. The bidding war will be historic. Alf Inge, now Erling's agent and advisor, works quietly. He studied, he planned, he waited. He speaks to clubs, he assesses projects. He is building a dossier just as he did before Dortmund. He knew that the right club, the right coach, the right system would determine whether his son became a star or a legend. Manchester City emerges as the frontrunner, the Premier League, a club built for possession, for precision. Erling would be the missing piece. Manchester City offered something unique. Pep Guardiola, a coach who had never had a striker like Erling. A system that created more chances than any team in Europe. The question was whether the machine would fit. May 2022, the announcement. Erling Haaland signs for Manchester City, his father's old club. The place where Alf Inge's career ended, the circle closes. Alf Inge stands outside the Etihad Stadium. He looks up at the stands. He remembers. He breathes. He smiles. The tackle, the pain, the years of recovery, the career that ended too soon. And now his son, walking through the same doors, not as a defender, but as the most feared striker in the world. Erling Haaland said, "My father played here. He knows what this club means. I want to write my own story, but I carry his with me." He is 21 years old. The Premier League, the biggest stage. The machine was ready. August 2022, Erling's Premier League debut. Man City versus West Ham United. 2 goals, the first of many. The Premier League had never seen anything like it. The records fell. Fastest to 10 goals, fastest to 20, fastest to 30. By March, he had broken the single-season scoring record. There were still 6 games to play. 36 goals in the Premier League, 52 in all competitions, the most by any player in English football history. And then, the treble. Premier League, FA Cup, Champions League. The greatest season in English football history. Erling Haaland lifted the trophy his father never could. The boy from Bryne had conquered Europe. In the stands, Alf Inge watched. His son lifted the Champions League trophy, the trophy he never held, the dream he never realized. And for a moment, the circle was complete. Today, Erling Haaland is 25 years old. He has broken nearly every scoring record in English football. He has won the Premier League, the FA Cup, the Champions League. He is the most feared striker in the world. Alf Inge and Erling sit together in a quiet room. Alf Inge no longer manages his career. The professionals handle that now. In Bryne, the winter still comes. The snow still falls. But in that small town, there is a story they tell. About a boy who kicked a ball against a garage door while his father watched. About a tackle that ended one career and built another. Erling Haaland scores. He celebrates. And in the stands, somewhere, always, Alf Inge watches. In football, we celebrate the star. But this story shows us it's the father in the shadows who builds the hunter.